Hello and welcome back to one more episode of Quantum Tutorials. In this video, we are going to look at how to create micro apps in the Fabric instance and create a composite app by linking the micro apps together. Open the Fabric console and log in into the Fabric console. Here, I am using V9SP5 version of Fabric. In this example, we are going to create two micro apps, one for the login use case, second one for the accounts use case. Using the login micro app, we are going to create an identity service using which we can achieve the login functionality inside the application. So here we are creating a Fabric app with the name Authentication MA, MA indicating the micro app. This is just a naming convention. And inside this micro app, we are creating an identity service of type user repository. This is a simple identity service that we are creating as part of this micro app. Once you have created an identity service, just add a user into the identity service, so that using this user, you will be able to log in and authenticate from the front-end application. This authentication micro app would contain only one identity service inside it, because we want this micro app to achieve only the login functionality inside the application. Once you have created the user, just test the identity service using the user that you have just now created. This will ensure that the identity service is successfully created. As you can see, we are getting the proper response. That means the identity service is successfully created. Publish this Fabric app and let the identity service configuration available inside the runtime, so that you will be able to consume this identity service from the front-end Visualizer micro app that you are going to create for the login functionality in the next video. Let the Fabric app get published. While it is publishing, let's create another Fabric app, Accounts MA. This is a micro app that we want to create for achieving the accounts functionality. That is, to get the list of accounts associated with the logged in user and display it on the screen. So using this accounts micro app, I'm going to create an integration service that will talk to a backend system and get us the list of accounts associated with the logged in user. I'm going to make this integration service as authenticated app user. Let's create the integration service. I'm using a Swagger.json file and uploading it to create this integration service. Select the operation that you want to create as part of this integration service. Give some test value for the customer ID and then click on Save and Fetch Response to verify that you are able to get the response successfully. In this case, you will be seeing the list of accounts associated with the customer 100. So that's the test customer ID that we have passed as input for this service. As you can see here, this integration service is having authenticated app user as the security level. Now let's create a post processor for this integration service. Using this post processor, I want to process the response list of accounts that we are getting into individual account types. That means we are going to create multiple data sets inside the response, each data set representing a type or a category of accounts. So we would have a data set for the checkings account, a data set for the savings account, and respectively other data sets for different types of accounts that we are getting from the backend system. We want to do this so that on the front end, we need not have to do any processing on the response that we have received, and the processing happens inside the post processor, and the processed response is returned back to the front end application, and the front end app can just display the list of accounts grouped into account types inside the segment widget that we'll have on the front end. Let's publish this Fabric app so that the integration service that we have created as part of this accounts micro app will be published to the runtime environment. So we have two Fabric apps, the authentication MA and the accounts MA. Each Fabric app is associated with a specific functionality. Authentication MA deals with the identity service to provide the login functionality inside the application. Accounts MA deals with the accounts functionality to get the list of accounts associated with the logged in user. Now that both these Fabric apps are published successfully, let's see how to create a Composite Fabric app and link the accounts MA and authentication MA into this Composite Fabric app. I am creating this Fabric app in the normal process and give a proper name for this Composite Fabric app. I am using the suffix as CA to indicate it's a composite app. This is just a naming convention. And inside this Composite Fabric app, I will link other Fabric apps by using this option. So all the Fabric apps that are present as part of this Fabric instance would be listed down here. Select those that you want to link to this Composite Fabric app. As you can see here, inside this Composite Fabric app, I am not creating any additional integration services, orchestration services, or identity services. I am just linking existing Fabric apps into this Composite Fabric app. So this is how we'll create a Composite Fabric app by linking other Fabric apps as part of it. Now let's publish this Composite Fabric app. So now we have a couple of micro apps, authentication MA and accounts MA, and one composite app inside Fabric. In the next video, we'll create the visualizer side of the micro apps and the composite app, and we'll see how we can link these individual micro apps to the individual visualizer micro apps, and the composite app which we have created in Fabric will be linked to the composite app inside the visualizer tool. And in the next video, we are going to complete the visualizer side by linking these apps together and build a complete app. Thank you.